What's up, guys? Welcome back to another night of spoilers. And as usual, we're gonna go over the ones that came out the morning before, and then the ones for tonight. But before we do that, going to definitely mention Happy Little Hug Factory. For those of you getting pumped up on these spoilers, you can go pre-order your product already for both starter decks and the set itself. You can visit the link in the description down below so that they know that we did send you over. And there's a special deal on the starter decks, Colin, right?
Yeah, the star decks are usually $15 a piece on the website, but if you add all 5 into your star deck at the same time, it'll automatically apply $10 off. So that it'll be a grand total of $65 for all 5 starter decks.
For you.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was distracted with Joey, whatever he was laughing at. But anyways, so
Colin said all 5 into your starter deck, not your cart, which is.
Oh, okay. It's either that or Joey's having some internet problems, so he keeps freezing. So apologize ahead of time for that. Hopefully he figures that out.
What do you mean? I know. Shut up.
Anyways, first spoiler up for the night is one that we actually saw from Gen Con, which is pretty cool. I think this kind of set the pace for what we're going to see for machines. And that's going to be Lancelot, the Glass Knight. It's 3 costs, a blue and 2 void, 6/6 machine resonator. Enter, put a +1/+1 counter on each machine resonator you control. Remove 3 +1/+1 counters from a resonator you control. Destroy target resonator. It says remove a total of 10 +1/+1 counters from any number of resonators you control. J/resonators your opponent controls loses all abilities until the end of turn. Destroy all resonators your opponent controls.
Still one of my favorite cards, just all around.
This is super good.
It's so good, especially now that we've seen the 0-cost rune spoiled and the resonator spoiled, and then, as I keep saying, stuff with the light edition that puts counters on and stuff like that. There's almost no reason for you not to have 10 counters by the time this guy comes in turn 3. Assuming you want to play him turn 3. It's not an enter effect for those abilities, but you want to be safe and not have him sitting in the field waiting to die. So it's just cool. Now you almost have a guaranteed one of the best possibly field wipes in the game currently, because it removes abilities before it wipes the field. So, like, if your opponent has 6 Rachels on the field, they don't get to search their deck now and stuff like that. So it's just cool all around.
Yeah, no, I think this is amazing. How cool everything feeds into. He's just a beast.
Yeah. Yes. Go on to the next one since we've already seen this, though. Next up is Merlin, the control unit of Skyround. So this 4-cost 6/8 machine it has Awakening of X. Enter. Search your deck for a machine with total cost X +2 or less and put it into the field, then shuffle your deck. So, yeah, it's pretty terrible.
Wow, this is good.
No, it's not.
What are you talking about?
Tell us why it's good, Joey.
Yeah,
you can pay 5 mana and get Merlin and Lancelot on the field.
But what do you have to do before you play that 5/5?
Awaken him.
Wait. So you get how do you get?
You play Merlin for your 4. You awaken for 1, and then search your deck. Total cost 1 +2 or less, and put it in the field.
Guess
so
I see what you're
3
saying.
or less.
For
and shuffle your deck. This guy brings in fucking any. You don't even have to pay the Awakening. You can pay a 0 split bot.
You guys can probably assume what Joey's going on about. I don't know how well we're gonna keep going with Joey like this, but so yeah, I guess I could see that. But the 4-cost just feels like such a high thing. But I guess that's a good point. You could just drop him in and you get a 2-cost in your field. But then he's only his stats, I think, is just what's bothering me a lot for being a 4-cost. He's basically got a 2-cost stats, as really a decent 2-cost stats, which is a 6/8. But yeah, I guess.
I get that. I get that he's there's a lot of issues with him. Yeah, he's pretty expensive. You can cancel his Awakening and enter ability with Lorite, but that's everything. But this guy's he gets the Awakening is really good. You can get any 2-cost just by playing him. You don't even have to pay anything for him. He's a 4-cost and you get a free 2-cost.
Yeah,
that's a machine. But I don't know. I think he has a ton of potential, and
possibly
anything that gets anything that you can play and gets another dude on the field, like I feel like is really good. Like really good.
Yeah.
So.
I think it probably like because you say you're getting a 2 cost. I don't think grabbing a 2 cost turn 4 or possibly later is very consequential.
You could even get the machine, the addition that buffs all your machines, right? Because that's also 2 costs. And this isn't a machine resonator; it's just a machine. So like you can get the whatever the addition you're playing with these machine guys.
That's true.
Like I don't know. I think there's a lot of
maybe throw 1 or 2 in there.
Replay for this guy, yeah. Like if you do pay the extra 1, you get you do get Lancelot or any other like really good 3 costs and 8. So now your Merlin's like a 7/9 instead of 6/8. Like those are better. I don't know. I really ability. Like yeah, if it gets Lorite, you're shit out of luck. But
yeah. Favorite text is Arthur, we must continue to fight for this role granted upon us by our creator, Deus Ex Machina. Interesting. We'll have Oscar do the next one.
Okay. We have Torrent of Energy. It's a 3 cost, 1 blue, 2 void. Chant/rune with a divinity of 2. It says you pay 1 void more to play this card from a rune area. Return target resonator to its owner's hand. If you control a machine resonator, put it on top of its owner's deck instead.
So, pretty average bounce, especially for the cost, but it is a low divinity, so it's not really taking up room if you want it in there as a last resort. It does target though, which kind of is fortunate, so it doesn't hit past barrier and stuff, so it doesn't help with that. But it could be good in a pinch. I think it's if you have the room, it doesn't hurt to put it inside of your rune deck or side deck.
Definitely solid.
Definitely not worth putting in your deck for 3 cost, I don't think, for a bounce.
Yeah. It's nicer if you have the machine resonator.
Yeah.
Didn't Shayla have some better bounce stuff that did the same tricks here?
Yeah, she did. It was like 1 or 2 costs that did almost identical thing. Like it was like bounce, but if the weather is rain, then it goes on top of the deck. Something like that.
Yeah, but they did play Shayla.
Flavor at the bottom of 1 cannot fight against a wave of energy.
Probably can, but whatever. Next up, so this is the cool one. Vivian, the Mechanical Fairy. It's a 1 cost 3/3 machine/fairy. So it's also a fairy, which is pretty awesome. It has flying, so 1-drop flyer. Whenever another machine enters the field under your control, put a 1/1 counter on this card. And then you can also remove 2 counters from this card to rest target resonator. So that's really good, I think, for a 1-drop.
I thought, yeah. I mean, if you just have it just chilling, like even one on chilling on the field while you're playing the game, it's already building up. Pretty nice.
Yeah, and imagine flying. Like. So Donut Bot does it give you 4 +1/+1 counters or 2? I don't remember.
I already forget.
Oh, it gives 2 100 counters on 2 machine resonators, if that's what you're talking about.
Does it do up to or 2? I think it is up to. Okay, so like imagine like you play Vivian, and then you play Donut Bot, and then you play another Donut Bot, and then you sack both Donut Bots, and now she is let me do some math. She's an 800 flyer.
Donut Bot banishes card, put 4 +1/+1 counters on target machine resonator.
It is 4 +1/+1
play
counters.
this ability only during your turn.
Dude, so you played Vivian turn 1. Turn 2, you play 2 Donut Bots. You sack them both. Oh gosh, my math sucks. Hold on. She's a 13.
Yeah.
And then you play one of your runes for free, the maintenance.
Oh.
2 +1/+1 counters on her.
And then you or even with that obviously, or even without that, if she's just passively building, she's basically guaranteed hit whenever you decide to play your Glass Knight to hit that 10. Or you could do your combo, and now she's got 13 counters on her, and so she's just this fuel to do the 10 and wipe your opponent's field, and then she still has a minimum of 4 left over from that, so that you can either destroy with Arthur or destroy, and then if she gets another counter, you can destroy and then rest something else, possibly with her abilities. She's just like could potentially be a massive engine inside of this deck.
No, she's probably the best engine the deck has besides like Donut Bots. But I think she's good. She's really good. I'm a big fan of her.
Nice. So
next up will be the spoilers for tonight, which we go to wind, and if it follows suit of what we've been doing already, it's going to be more runes. So I'll start it off, and we have the first
real
one up.
quick, 1 sec. Oh boy, here we go. Go ahead.
We have Elephant Rush, which is a 5 cost, 2 green, 3 void, Master Rune with Divinity 2.
It's a Divinity 2.
Play this card only if you have Chimimi. And it says put 3 1,000 Wind Elf Resonator tokens into the field. Players cannot chase to this card. What did I say?
You said elf.
Elephant Resonator.
I thought it said elephant.
Yeah. That's awesome. For 5 costs, you get 3,000 bodies, and this chant can't be canceled.
I like this.
Or chased. Same thing. But that's awesome. I'm digging it. That's pretty cool. And it's not too crazy. It's easy to counter. But
well, I don't know. Like
we just talked about a deck that field wipes super easily.
Right, but like if you can charge, like if you can give them charge, there's not going to be a chance for them to really do that.
Do you mean swiftness?
Yeah, what's charge?
Why am I thinking charge? Charge is from like Hearthstone? I think charge is from Hearthstone. I don't know why I went all of a sudden on charge.
Flavor?
This is the elephant's charging. I don't know.
Flavor Oscar?
Sorry, I was looking at Chimimi. Flavor would be stomp them underfoot. Chimimi.
Me. All right. Next up, we got Forest Meditation. It's a 2 cost with Divinity 3 rune. Choose up to 2. Put target resonator from your graveyard into your hand, or put 2 target magic stones from your graveyard into the field, or draw a card. What? I don't know about this one, Oscar. This one's feeling like they're dipping their toes where they shouldn't. It's only 2 cost, and it's only Divinity 3, and they get to choose 2 of those abilities of any of their choosing. One of them counters one of the fairest mechanics in the game, which is Stone Banishment, which we don't have any counter for outside of there's a couple cards that have been able to shuffle them back into your Stone deck. This puts them straight into the field recovered.
Yeah, but there's no, well...
Without dual stones, special magic stones that banish do effects are going to become a really big staple inside of the game.
Oh my goodness, that's true.
And
it's a one-time moment. Yeah, you're right. I actually...
and you get to draw a card, and you get to or you could put a resonator from your graveyard.
Like, imagine, like, the way Fair has been built normally with Maria Bella and Fiery Fox to filter that stone in the graveyard to get a stone, and then playing that to get those stones back from graveyard triggers Maria Bella each time.
You couldn't play it with Fair because Fair can't play many stuff. But it would be like...
Or like...
I was saying like the resonator setup of how he plays.
You could play Spirit Stones, tap them, produce will, banish them, draw 2 cards, use that 2 will you produce to play this rune to put them back into the field, and then draw a card or bounce a resonator off of this card as well. So you've now drawn 3 cards and you've not lost any will. Stuff like that. And that's...
Now,
be careful.
It is thinking more Wanderer, but I mean, was there any Banish Stone?
Yeah,
or there's stones in Rhea?
The red black stone that fuels that burns you. That's and produce. Isn't that a banished one?
You're thinking the produce 2 will. Did you ask if there's any stones that banish inside of Rhea Cluster, Oscar?
No. He asked if there were any that produce will.
I was asking if there's any effects that would banish, help filter through stones. Is all I was asking.
I don't know. You're talking about like Fox did?
Yeah, the way Fox did. But I get there's stones that do it, like that Magic Stone of the Hermit, which is one of the new ones we were shown. You banish a card to give a target dragon swiftness.
Joy brought up a good one of like the stone. Yeah. I forget the name of it. You banish it to produce
the Majin Stone or
2 fire will instead of 1. Imagine having 2.
No, it's the black redstone that burns you when you do 200 damage. Can't you banish that to produce black and red?
If you have no hand, yes.
Okay, so
that's
if you have no
ability.
hand.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Okay, that's not too bad.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, no, and Majin Stone can only play Wicked Spirits with what you produce.
Right, but that's still pretty. Well, no, because then you.
I'm just saying. All I'm saying is they're dipping their toes and be careful. All right.
Yeah, this is a little.
Spirit Stone banished to draw a card.
Oscar, no. Oscar's not allowed to talk for the rest of this video.
Wait, because I'm going through stones and realizing.
No, I went on a 5-minute rant about Spirit Stone.
I can't hear you.
That's the whole thing I did was I said you could tap 2 Spirit Stones, produce 2 will, banish them to draw 2 cards, use the 2 floating will to play this rune, and have the effect put the 2 Spirit Stones back in recovered, and then draw a card. So you now drew 3 cards and didn't lose any will. All your stones are still recovered.
Yeah.
That was the combo I said.
I get it. I see what you're saying.
All right. Moving on to
you could technically even like banish those 2 Spirit Stones once you get them back, can't you? To draw 5.
You can tap them, produce will, and then banish them to draw more cards.
I don't think they thought this card through. Like even as like a one-time effect, that's literally
at least
free draw 5.
Why? I'm gonna go back to my thing of why they keep going. Why 2 Magic Stones? What's wrong with just doing 1? It's only 2 costs and it's only Divinity 3, and they get 2 effects. So why not make it put 1 target Magic Stone from your graveyard into the field? Why 2? Where'd the 2 come from?
So the Spirit Stone doesn't tap when it does the banish.
Correct.
Effect,
no,
right?
it banishes for free.
Okay. So, and the Spirit Stones that come back into the field don't even come into play rested. They come into play so you can tap them again. So you're actually getting 2 extra mana off this.
All right, we're moving on to the next card. You guys are just repeating what I say 3,000 times.
I know.
All right, next card, Oscar.
Processing it. I honestly didn't know what Spirit
Wrath Downstream, which is a 4-cost 2 green 2 void rune with Divinity 2. Again, quick cast. Look at the top 4 cards of your deck. Reveal up to 2 wind cards from among them, and put them into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your deck in random order.
All right, it's have a high cost for a filter, but it's not bad.
Mm-hmm. And the good thing is that's win cards, not like win resonators or wins. So like you can get any like or things that you need.
Yeah, like a cancel can be dug up.
And it's only a Divinity 2, so you could easily slot into your rune deck as a, if you really need to play a type of deal. It's not going to be taking up a bunch of room as far as your Divinity parameters.
Yeah. What was I going to say about this card? I've already forgotten.
Was it the flavor?
Oh, the random stuff on the bottom of the deck. I'm wondering if there's stuff that plays off the bottom of the deck. Like, pull a card from the bottom of your deck. No. And that's why there's randomization introduced.
I think it's just them, like, making it smoother. Because I know, like, Magic, pretty much everything you put on the bottom of your deck is usually random. Okay. So, like, I honestly...
It's a way to help future-proof as well.
Yeah, like they were doing something different when they were letting you choose the order. Like the more
flavor.
The flavor would be: the river is the most dangerous place in Lost Isles. You never know when a maybe tribesman will come flowing down.
They're pretty dangerous looking.
That's funny. Yeah.
All right. Next is Rapid Fire. Me. 1 cost, Divinity 2 rune. This card deals 400 damage to each resonator your opponent could... What? Wait, what?
Nice. Kill them all! Me. Sorry, I read your flavor. I just thought it was hilarious.
Hold on. Pause. Time out. This thing costs 1. It's in green, not red. And it's only Divinity 2. And it's a field damage for 400, not 200 or 100 or 300, but 400? Why?
Yeah,
Green has established itself as a buffing thing, and we already established, I forget, one of the other colors as the damage thing. Where did this come from as a better damage dealer than any other color we've seen so far? I thought they said they were moving abilities out of green, not adding another one to green. Field damage has never been in green. That was the one thing green hasn't had yet, I don't think. Field damage?
Well,
they've had field wipes, kind of. They've had field removal. They've had single target damage. They've had single target removal.
They barely had field.
Yeah, it's barely. I don't think they've ever had field damage. Why? For 1 cost in Divinity 2. Why isn't it? I'm not saying that. I mean, this is strong. It's not crazy strong. Maybe it is.
I think it's a little too good. Yeah. Like, it's costed. Like it's like you get thunder or like lightning strike that deals 500 damage to stuff.
This kills Machine Fairy. If your opponent would have to play at minimum 3 Machine Fairies in order to avoid dying to this. In order to get stack enough counters without any other added effects, just to avoid dying.
I mean, Machine Fairies in play, you can always just do the rune to gain those 2 counters in response, right?
Yeah, I guess so. That's assuming that if this is a precedent for green, that's assuming nothing else is introduced for green.
Oh wait, it's assuming it's a quick cast card, I guess. I'm assuming.
Yeah,
it's a quick cast. It's 0 cost.
Yeah, it's 0 cost quick cast.
And then,
I mean, it's interesting. I personally still think it's a little crazy. Like,
I think this is 100% crazy. I think that if the divinity was higher, or the cost was higher, or the damage was lower, or this was a different color, that's fine. Mm-hmm. It feels weird to me. This feels like a weird thing to, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but this doesn't feel right.
No, I agree. I don't like it. I think it's too good.
Was this what Jeff was talking about on the podcast? Probably not. I'm probably overreacting, but he had mentioned there was going to be a green card I probably didn't like, but
I'm assuming that's it. So next up will be Snipe Away Me. And it's a 1-cost green Divinity 3 rune. Rest a recovered J/ruler you control. If you do, destroy target resonator.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's a kind of interesting effect. I don't think we have any real we have one recover mechanic, but it's from Rhea Cluster, so we'll see if and that's yellow, and dual colors will be a little bit harder in this one. So
it's J/ruler. J/ruler is actually
right?
It's not like
So pay could recover your ruler.
Yeah. Or you could play, Water Dragon to call the stone instead.
Yeah, that's true. Actually,
but Water Dragon's rotating. So again, it's a wanderer.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
So it's not. It's not too bad because there's the divinity. See, why does this have divinity 3 and the other doesn't? Anyway. And it targets and stuff, so it's easy to give barrier and counter and stuff. So this one's not too bad. It's interesting that they're giving some of that destruction over there too. Flavor text.
It's too late to beg for your lives, me.
Are they trying to make the Mimis like some sort of violent tribe?
They're super violent. We've already seen that.
Yeah.
No, it felt like they were hinting like they're like cute violent or something.
They're like badass warrior tribes, but they're also cute. Like, but they're supposed to be. It's supposed to be all dangerous and shit.
But that's everything for today, right? Yeah. So
yep, that's it.
Sorry for Joey's video.
No.
Yeah.
Same.
Okay. Are you an outro, Oscar?
Not much I can do with that.
No, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you all next time.
Yeah.